First of all, tell us what kind of response Donald Trump had earlier today to those comments from Theresa May that he was wrong to have retweeted those videos.
Yeah, his comments came during the night. It was pretty much his last tweet of what was a very packed day of controversial tweets from the US president. He addressed one directly to Theresa May, said that she should concentrate on radical Islamic terrorism at home in the United Kingdom. That is, telling her that we, the United States, are doing just fine. That is a pretty extraordinary thing to see, a tweet directly addressed to the UK Prime Minister, to one of the United States' closest allies. The special relationship, according to Theresa May, is doing just fine. She, as you said, and as you just saw, spoke in Jordan. She says that the relationship is still the same, but the United Kingdom is not afraid to call out the United States and say something when the United States is wrong and when the president himself is wrong. This, according to her, is the case this time around. The White House, though, ever since these retweets were sent, ever since that retweet button was pushed by Donald Trump, has shown no remorse. The US president has shown no willingness to take down those tweets or maybe to explain why they were put up. The White House press office has tried to do something in that order, more or less, saying that it's not about the videos themselves, it's about the message more than anything, that the US president wants to talk about stronger national security in the United States and stronger borders, and a threat presumably, this is me interpreting this, of Islamist terrorism in the United States, one must presume. Going from those videos to that message, of course, is a bit of a stretch, but what we're seeing from the White House is no remorse and no willingness to say sorry for something that clearly has hurt a lot of people in the United Kingdom.
And indeed, Philip, it really gets into some extraordinary comments, because didn't the White House press secretary, and correct me if I'm wrong, say it doesn't matter if the videos are real?
Yep, that's absolutely what she said. A very short moment with her that a few journalists had yesterday at the White House. There was that opportunity from one of my colleagues to ask this: is it the responsibility of the White House to verify videos before they are retweeted and sent out to, after all, tens of millions of people who follow the Donald Trump account on Twitter? She says, no, that's not what this is about. It is about the ultimate message, if you will, that is of talking about national security and the threat of Islamist terrorism. That is something that was said again on Air Force One by the deputy press secretary. So that is the message that this White House seems to want to send once it noticed that these tweets were sent. We don't know at this moment whether it was the president himself who saw these come across his screen and decided to retweet them, whether somebody alerted him to them. That is still a mystery, and we don't know how this happened. But the White House is trying to build a message around what are very, very controversial tweets that were sent out, peddling essentially, or showing rather, Muslim violence. We don't even know whether this is confirmed. These are unverified videos. It is not even known whether these are Muslims violently attacking non-Muslims. In one case, we know it's actually not the case. In other words, this is a case of fake news, the original definition of fake news, fabricated news stories based on something that is entirely wrong. These are things that are right now being distributed by the US president. That is why they are causing such an uproar, of course, in the United Kingdom and headlines here in the United States as well.